máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nràn pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlàó tọ́lá ẹ bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn má ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn ń lọ wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámùhà ògbónú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ fi jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti ṣe tó mọ̀ ọ́la lòkù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi ọ̀rọ̀ ní ọ̀lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àmì ìṣẹ̀dá tó wọ́n ti ṣe gbogbo ìbàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́.
Yes, so good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagbajanti Show. I remain your regular host, Akin. I greet you especially for joining me tonight from whatever part of the world you are listening from. I greet you especially. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàsán, ẹ káalẹ́, gbogbo àsìkò tí ó bá jẹ́ níbikíbi tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ mi. Thank you very much for linking up tonight. I greet those who are connecting with me for the first time. This is the Jabajanti Show, where we talk nonsense. On this platform, what we do is try to return power back to ourselves. What we try to do is to shift mindset. What we try to do is to look at things from a different perspective. Is to reconsider what we've held for so long as the truth and see if truly we're not holding on to just redundant knowledge. And what we do in this on this platform is to empower ourselves to become better people. It's not my aim to change anyone. All I try to do on this platform is to inspire you on the path of change. If I succeed in provoking your inner spirit, if I succeed in stirring up, a raging conversation within you, then my job is done. Thank you very much for connecting. To my regulars on this platform, I greet you, especially those on YouTube, those on Twitter, and my silent listeners on Facebook. You are the real deal. I greet you especially. And then my real Ijinle people who are always, making the comment section buzzing. Yeah, ẹ̀yin gangan lẹ́nu ní platform. Mo kí yín gan. Thank you for always turning up and for your insightful contributions every week. Mo rí pé ìjà burúkú kan ti ń lọ ní ẹnu ọ̀nà as usual. And mo gbọ́ tí Ẹ̀bùn kọrin wípé ó gbógo fọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ mi, ó gbógo fọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ mi. Mo gbọ́ orin yẹn lẹ́nu ọ̀nà. Orin tó ń kọ wọlé nìyẹn. Orin tó fi jó wọlé nìyẹn. Right. So, Ẹ̀bùn, it's your day today. You are. Let me find your seat and put you just right down your seat. Right. That's it. You have the star seat for tonight. And Ẹ̀gbọ́n, mi ò mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ o. Ó ti ṣọ́ọ̀kì yín bákan. Better luck next week, Friday. Right. Mo kí yín o, Erelú. Ẹ káalẹ́ o. Ẹ kú àtàárọ̀. Ṣé o rẹra o? Ọlọ́run máa fi okun kún okun yín o, ẹ ní dààmú. Thank you for joining me tonight. My sister, my fluffy sister, very fluffy, Esther Diola, all the way from the United States of America. Òun ò tiẹ̀ bá yín jà sí ní alẹ́ yìí. I greet you especially. Thank you for connecting tonight. I greet you, my sister, Adekemi Adeagbo-Olawumi Okola, too sexy. Oh my God. Ó ti late ni mi ò lè ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ kọlà báyìí, but tẹ́ bá rí là lójú àwọn kan, you feel like, wow. It really suits her. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for connecting tonight. I never knew you've been, a part of this platform, even though you mentioned you've been a silent listener. But finally, it's good to have you review yourself, show yourself, and I welcome you especially, and that's why I'm giving you that special shout out. I greet you, my brother, Lawal Moyeni Borokini. Thank you for connecting on the show tonight. It's a pleasure to have you as well. Yes, orí iTable ló wà Ẹ̀bùn. iTable ni o. iTable ni, kó máa béèrè fún nǹkan tó bá fẹ́ ni. Ṣá máa pe àwọn sábà yẹn kó máa mú nǹkan wá fún ẹ, máa bu nǹkan jẹ, máa bu nǹkan mu. Right. Yeah, so you decided to show your face now. Yeah, it's good. It's good to, it's good to show your face. Stop hiding. No, Mr. Lawa, ó ti pẹ́. ó ti pẹ́ ó ti late egbò ló máa dì sí mi lára ó yẹ kí n ti ṣe um láti kékeré màá struggle pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sìn. um Mr. Ọmọlá Ọlátúnjí Santaha Jákẹ́tẹ̀ Suzuki Síntóòsì èdè inú ẹ̀mí ni o fún ẹ̀yin tí ò bá yé ó ní bá ṣe máa ń kíra wa. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Ó tójọ́ mẹ́ta o. Ẹ dẹ̀ wá jìnnà sí wa bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Nàwa o. Anyway, you're welcome back on the show. Okay, à ń retí o. Sister Esther, ẹ bá wọn pò next week o. Kẹ́ jẹ́ ká wo bó ṣe ń lọ. And Erelu, writing yín dáa. Àló ti late sẹ́. Ara mi ti jiná tán. Ara mi ti jiná tán. Ìgbà tó wá pé ìgbà tára mi tó sì soft dáadáa ni. Irú ẹni tó sì lè kọlà ńsìn òun ni Sister Esther Adéọlá. Very fluffy body ni wọ́n ní, very fluffy skin. Ìlà sì lè dúró lára wọn dáadáa. Èmi ń sìn ara mi ti le, body mi ò ní response sí dáadáa mọ́. Ká nígbà tára mi sì soft ni. Ọwọ́ mélòó màá ti wá tẹ́ ti máa bá mi ṣe. Mẹ́ntàǹkì yẹn èèyàn kan bí 1 billion person ni. I greet you, my brother Gabriel Oluwatosin. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you. Ìwọ má worry, èmi mọ̀ àwọn náà lè sọ má jẹ́ ń lọ bẹ̀ yẹn. Tí n bá ní fluffy ó yé mi. Tí n bá ní fluffy ó yé mi. Jodesh. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to shortly introduce someone to you, Olutosin Jodesh. It's a wonderful friend, wonderful brother. I've known him for a while, and he runs a cleaning company. And I can vouch for his competence, professionalism, and quality for his work. So you can reach out to him if you have cleaning jobs that you need to fulfill. So he cleans commercial properties, he cleans homes, he cleans anything related to building cleaning, whether you want to just do surface cleaning or you want deep cleaning. He does all that. If you have maybe carpet, cushions, sofas in the house that are stained, he knows how to, return them back to their, original state. His fees are very competitive, and you can, trust him to come into your house, do his job, not break things, and not steal things. He won't leave, and you'll be looking for some of your items. Èèyàn tó ṣe fọkàn tán ni. So reach out to him via his DM to inquire more about his service and his cost. Tẹ́bá ti mention wípé you are from Jagbajantis show, he will do you well. Platform yìí máa ń mú discount wá naturally. So once he mentions that, um, he knows how to, give you something, a good consideration in terms of the price. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan míì tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ tún fẹ́ fọ̀ tèmi ò mọ̀, ẹ ṣáà just reach out to him. Àwọn ló mọ àwọn nǹkan míì tó tún fọ̀ tèmi ò mọ̀, but one nǹkan tí mo mọ̀ ni èmi ti sọ yẹn. Àwọn nǹkan tí mo mọ̀ pé ó ń fọ̀ ni mo ti sọ yẹn. Tó bá wá jẹ́ pé àwọn nǹkan míì wà tí ẹ fẹ́ fọ̀ o, just reach out to him, kẹjọ dúnàdúrà, and he'll be able to help you. Ọlọ́run á ràn gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́. I always encourage people, to get their hands into other things. It's not easy, but you start little, you keep pushing. At least you create for yourself multiple streams of income. So, and if you're able to push it to a point where it's big enough for you to actually survive on, and all good for you. As time goes on, I'll be able to maybe share more of what he does in terms of maybe his profiles and stuff like that, But that just crossed my mind now, and I thought, you know what, I should offer him this platform to speak about things that he does. Right. Ṣé Gio ṣe bí alàgbà Olútósìn máa ń clean anything cleanable in the house àbí? Gbogbo nǹkan ló ń fọ̀, gbogbo nǹkan ni wọ́n ń fọ̀. Ẹ̀yin ṣáà ẹ rí wọn, his DM is open, and then just reach out to him. He will do you well. If you have not shared this show, please do so. Help me spread the word. Put the link out there. Let people know that something like this is going on. Thank you very much as you do that. Right. Let's get on into today's discussion. We are getting back to, empowering ourselves and returning power back to us, putting us back in charge of our lives. Tonight, I want us to look at a topic that I titled Getting Out of Survival Mode. So, when you are getting out of something, that means you should be getting into something, because we don't exist in vacuum. Something must feel something. So if you are living something, then that means you should be heading into something, or you should be moving into something, or there's something out there that you should aim to go into when you leave one mode. So just like in a car, you have the normal mode of driving, you have the economy, and then you have the sport mode. Each of these gives you different feel when you drive. Each of them give you different feel in terms of the car performance, and you use them based on what you want to get out of your driving experience. If you want speed, then you go on the sport mode, and then you see how the car will almost be flying. You want to conserve fuel, then you stay in the economy mode, and you want to just drive normal, then you be in the normal mode. right? So if we leave the survival mode, where do we move to? So that means there's another mode that we should be considering, and that is uh, is those two modes that I want us to consider tonight. Um, let me start by saying, let me start by looking at what it means to survive, just to be surviving. Life itself, it's a game of survival. We just want to see today out. Tomorrow, we want to see tomorrow out as well. So every effort of man, whether the plans you carefully thought out out of your genius, or your attempt at playing on other people's vulnerability, gaming other people. Let me use the word game. Everything is an attempt to survive. And that is what everyone is doing. Even people who are aiming for the top, they just want to survive. See through today. And the reason why they aim for the top is just that the closer you are to the top, the easier it is for you to overcome, those impediments that make survival difficult. But that doesn't still, absolve them from the challenges of life. Every stage in life you move to has their set challenges. So, eléyìí ò ń ṣe pé báyà follow come ni. Now, but to put it simply, surviving is simply a matter of struggling through hardship. Just going through pains and struggles of life. And they come in different dimensions. You have them in marital, you have them in your health, you have them in finances. They're there all around us. And it's convenient for us to look at, for example, somebody in an abusive relationship and say, they're kúrò ńbẹ̀ now. They're jókòó síbẹ̀, kàn dẹ̀ wá nǹkan kan ṣe, kàn dẹ̀ kúrò and stuff. Yeah, it's convenient to say, because we're not in their shoes. And we don't have the full picture of what they're dealing with, and why what we consider to be that easy step for them to take is actually difficult for them to take. So some cannot leave because they don't have a support system. If they leave, they can't survive on their own. Some cannot leave because they don't earn their own money to be able to, finance their own living cost. Some cannot leave because they're not just mentally strong enough to start all over again. So they prefer to suffer the familiar pain instead of facing that unknown future. So they'll stay at least. They won't buy me lójú, on pariwo mọ́ mi, okay, mama cope. And they stay in there. Some cannot live because they've been isolated. They have no contact with the outside world. They have no contact with friends, family, or anything like that. So until we are able to see the complete picture, it's difficult for us to just suggest things to people and then imagine that they will carry out that suggestion just the next day. No, it's deeper than that, you know. And you have people also who are, struggling with health challenges. Every day is a struggle for them, things they have to go through, how they have to prepare their mind to be able to do the simplest of tasks. Some have to depend on other people to do things for them. Something as simple as brushing their own teeth, using the bathroom. They have to wait on other people to do things for them. All these things are difficult to deal with, you know, but that doesn't stop life. And in spite of all these difficulties and challenges, people are still expected to function. We have people who are depressed because of things they are going through, but they are still expected to pay their bills. They are still expected to you know run their family. They're expected to go to work. So in spite of all this, how do you come out of this mode and move into another mode where I call, or what is known as, the thriving mode? Because it's not just enough for us to survive. We actually have to thrive. So surviving simply means you're just, you know, weathering through the storm. You're just pulling yourself through this hardship. Kò ń ṣe pé inú ẹ dùn, but o kàn ṣáà tún lo èní tán ni. O dẹ̀ tún ṣe, then tomorrow will come again. You have to draw strength to be able to go through it again. So every day is a task. And it will get to a point where you don't even want to look forward to the next day. Kó tó dé point yẹn, òun ni mo ṣe ní ká sáré ṣàlàyé how do you change mood? How do you change mode? How do you get out of this survival mode? Because ó ní extent téèyàn lè lọ in a survival mode tẹ́mi á fi pin, tí wàá fi wò báyìí pé you know what, nah, I can't go again. Enough, I'm done. And before you get to that point, let's have this discussion. How do you get out of this survival mode into another mode called the thriving mode? To thrive is to grow. So some people go through challenges, but when you thrive, you grow through it. So GO is what you do in the survival mode, but GROW is what you do in the thriving mode. So thrive, fẹ́yìn tẹ́ ẹ bá gbọ́ accent mi dáadáa, ẹ máa hán mi lọ́mọ́lẹ̀ o, is THRIVE. Thrive. Right. So to thrive is to grow, is to develop, is to flourish, is to be able to enjoy the journey of your life in spite of all these hardship and challenges. regardless of what you're facing, what life is throwing at you, you are in that space, or you are in that stage of life where you are in charge. So you know how to handle things. You know how to be on top of situation such that these challenges and situations are not overwhelming you. I've shared on this platform, a lady I met that had, all her right side paralyzed. Emi mo n pity fún but she's not in that mode. She's not in that mode. And when we got talking, I realized that kò tiẹ̀ lè move any part of her body tẹ́lẹ̀. Ó dà pé ìka ẹyọ kan péré ló lè move tẹ́lẹ̀. Ìka ẹyọ kan péré ló lè move tẹ́lẹ̀ in her entire body. But because she was able to drag herself out of that survival mode where people are pitying her, where she has to rely on people for everything and, just keep herself in that bubble. No, she had to, switch mode. And that's why she started to gain back her movement. To fi dín pé gbogbo side kan ó ti recover ìtàn pátápátá. And she has that belief that no, òun ṣì máa padà sí normal. Gbogbo yòókù ṣì máa padà. And she's facing life the way it should be faced. I was really amazed because ọjọ́ tí mo pàdé ẹ̀, nail shop gan ló ń lọ ṣe kánná. Who would have thought that somebody that is in that state of in that physical state will still be thinking of, pé kóun lọ ṣe kánná. And I thought, you know what? It's not just about what happens to us, it's how we react to it. So life is 10% of what happens to us, and 99% of and 90% of how we react to these things. So it's important that we have to be intentional about life. We have to be intentional about how we approach our daily lives. Every aspect of our life has to come from a place of we knowing what we're doing. You can't just float through life. There must be some sense of control that you have to be able to not let things, get out of control. So, the ways people go about survival mode sometimes is such that they don't actually deal with the situations. They suppress the effect. And that's why you see some people turn to drugs, some people turn to alcohol, um, some people just become a mess, because wọn kò tiẹ̀ mọ nǹkan tó máa ṣe. It's they don't even know where to turn or what to do. They don't even know how to get into the next mode. And I've been in this place before, so I understand it well. I also know some of the things I did, steps I took, and how long I have to or how long I've been going for, because I'm still in the journey, So don't think I'm here to feed you with stuff as if me I'm not part of this discussion. I'm part of this discussion, because some of the things I'm sharing tonight, I'm still, you know, working on them myself, because it's a daily thing. You have to be intentional, consciously, you know, doing these things. You don't take your eyes off them. It's a continuous um, process. So um, essentially, to thrive is to grow, to flourish, to take control of your life instead of being controlled by life. So, and there are several means of you know you reaching this thriving mode. Not getting stuck in that survival mode. Leaving that survival mode to move into that thriving mode. For someone to be bold enough to say yes, I'm leaving this toxic relationship. And I'm moving on. And láti ti dé thriving mode ni. You can't do it in a survival mode. Survival mode, you'll be in it. Wàá máa fara dà. Wàá máa fara dà ni. Survivor nìyẹn. But thriving mode is you looking at everything and say, you know what, I'm done. But kó tó lò done yẹn, wàá ti wo gbogbo nǹkan tó ní láti ṣe ní the next stage. Wàá dẹ̀ ti put gbogbo plan yẹn in place. Okay, ṣé mi ò kí ń pawó tara mi tẹ́lẹ̀ ni? Okay, this is why I'm just taking this shit. Now I need to start earning my own money, save enough for me to be able to at least rent a place for myself. So when I say I'm leaving, kò ní máa wá pé ṣo fẹ́ lọ máa san abẹ́ bridge ni, or kí n lọ máa fi ayé ni àwọn ẹlòmíì lára. So when you are leaving one toxic relationship to go and be squatting with somebody else, lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta ẹni náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa kanra mọ́ ẹ̀. You've not really left that toxic environment. You're just moving from one toxic environment to the other. If you really want to have that total freedom and peace of mind, then you need to think of you moving into your own space. So that will involve you to be able to pay your bills, right? So that should be the first thing you should be thinking about. When you walk yourself to that point where you are able to fend for yourself, then you can now say, yes, now I need to move. Then you're removing yourself now from the survival mode. You're moving into the thriving mode. That singular move would change the dynamics of your life. A whole lot will change in your life, physically, mentally, and you will move faster than you have imagined. So what I want us to look at tonight are step by steps guide on how to enter the thriving mode, how to leave the survival mode and go into the thriving mode, because that should be the ultimate aim of everyone. As I've explained, this is a mode where you are in charge, where you are in control, where you are on top of things. And it's not like doing you basketballs, it's you controlling things. It's you be on top of your situation, running things. It's you being, to a certain extent, accurately being able to predict events in your life. Of course, there are things that will be outside our control. That is standard. But at least it all wà within your control. Ṣòrí yanjú. That is the thriving mode, and that is where we should all aim to be. So, for those tó ti ń rẹ̀, let me put it that way. tó ti ń rẹ̀, and every day they wake up, all they do is lament, all they do is, talk back, talk down on themselves. All they do is go back to their past and blame this and blame that. All they do is, complain that they're not supposed to be here. Lẹ́yìn ọmọ ọdún mi, nǹkan báyìí ló yẹ kí n máa ṣe, nǹkan báyìí láàrin ẹgbẹ́ mi wà. And they do all that all that talk and stuff every single day of their life. Mo láyà láti sọ fún ẹ pé o kàn waste time ara ẹni. Nothing just happens. You have to do something for something to happen. Ẹ máa pariwo bàbá o, agbára o, kìnní kan bọ́ra sí òwò, máa kígbe, máa ṣe gbogbo kìnní yẹn. Ọ̀run ò ń gbọ́ ariwo. Ọ̀run ò ń gbọ́ ariwo. They are wasteful exercises. What you need to do is you have to take concrete steps. If you are just waiting that the life you actually want to live will magically appear on terrain, it is you that will have to build it brick by brick. So, gbogbo àwọn brick by brick yẹn, it's what I want us to, run through tonight. And hopefully I'll be able to touch on everything I have in my note here tonight. These things, I do them myself, or I try to do them. It's a constant struggle. But èmi tí mo mọ ibi tí mo ti ń bọ̀, tí mo ti mọ point tí mo ti dé rí, tí mi dẹ̀ fẹ́ dé point yẹn mọ́, then I try every time to ensure that I'm disciplined enough to do these things daily. So the first thing, which is the first thing I did in my own case, because that is where I think everything should start from. You cannot begin to solve a problem or find a solution to the problem when you don't even understand the problem itself. So the first thing first is to identify the problem. What are the problems you're dealing with? Kí làwọn nǹkan tó ń yọ ẹ́ lẹ́nu nǹkan tí ò jẹ́ kó gbádùn ayé? O kàn survive ni. Yeah, you are surviving, àwọn èèyàn sì rí ẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n o kàn fara da ayé ni. But now you want to survive and thrive. That is, you want to face these challenges and still enjoy life. So you need to be able to, as much as possible, identify these things. Tó o bá lè fún ní one word label, you should be able to at least describe it in short note or in short sentence. So nǹkan tó bá ti lórúkọ àbí tó ní description, ó ní solution. So tó bá bí nǹkan nísìnyí pé kí ni tó tiẹ̀ ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gan, á kàn ní á pòṣì, á dẹ̀ mí kanlẹ̀. Some people are in that state of mind that they can't even bring their thoughts together to say, this is what is wrong with me. And until you can do that, you can't move forward. Because that is where we're starting from. You must identify your problems. Fún lórúkọ. Mo kọ list. And you see, don't má fojú fo àwọn nǹkan kan pé eléyìí ò máa tàn pé àbí tán bá gbọ́ wọn ò bá nǹkan wá fi ẹ́ ṣe ẹ̀yẹ pé àṣé nǹkan tó wá ń dì pẹ̀lú rẹ̀. Bàbá, sísítà mi, kò sí nǹkan tó kéré tó ṣe ignore o. Because gbogbo ẹ̀ ló sopọ̀. O lè wo part of your body kó ní ìpéǹpéjú kéré. But ó níṣẹ́ tí ìpéǹpéjú ń ṣe fojú. ó mọye wàhálà tí ò bá ti bá ojú, tí kì í bá ṣe ìpéǹpéjú tó ń sáré tó ń ṣẹ́. Nǹkan ẹlẹgẹ́ lojú. Tí nǹkan bá dẹ̀ ti kó sí problem ni ojú yẹn lè fọ́. Ẹ̀yinjú ló á sáré padé, á sáré ṣe é. So when you look at certain issues in your life and think they are insignificant, but they are part of the bigger issue as you are dealing with. Ó ní n tó link up mọ́. So you don't just ignore anything. List them out. If you can't write them ní one word ní pé kò kàn fún one particular title, then describe it. Put it into words. Write them in short sentence so that you can, fully articulate the problem. Wàá lè rí black and white. That is the place to start from. You can't be finding a solution to something that you don't understand. When you identify an issue you're dealing with, then ó ní solution. Bí wọ́n lè wá solution yẹn kan, àwọn tó o bá fi lọ̀ láyìíká, once tó ti lè express nǹkan tó ń deal pẹ̀lú, and they can fully understand it, wọ́n á tọ́ ẹ sọ́nà. So that is the first thing. What are you dealing with? What are the issues you're dealing with? The second thing is now to look at yourself. What is your relationship with yourself? I've said it on this show when we discuss being lonely versus being alone. Ìyàtọ̀ wà nínú méjèèjì. And it was there I mentioned that many people depend on other people's company to be able to function in life. They can't be alone with themselves. They are running away from their own thoughts. Tó bá ti kọ àwọn nìkan, wọn lè dá dúró láwọn nìkan. Because àwọn nǹkan tí ọkàn wọn ń bí wọn, àwọn nǹkan tí ọkàn wọn ń sọ fún wọn, wọn lè dáhùn. They can't face their own presence. So they have to rely on other people's company all the time. Wọ́n máa ní àwọn feel lonely, àwọn feel lonely, àwọn feel lonely, àwọn feel lonely, àwọn feel lonely. Wọ́n á ṣáà máa wá company, wọ́n á máa, But you can be alone and not be lonely. And you can be even in the midst of people and still be lonely. So, what is your relationship with yourself? Do you enjoy your own company? What are the things you tell yourself? If you make mistakes, do you tear yourself apart? The mistakes you've made in the past that brought you to this, not so good stage of your life that you are in, have you forgiven yourself? Are you holding grudge with yourself? What are those things that you should have let go that you are still holding on to? What is your thought pattern like? Are you always negative? Are you always that person that sees problem, wahala, wahala? Are you kind to yourself? Because there's no way you can leave the survival mode and go into the thriving mode if you're a negative-minded person. If constantly you are talking yourself down, if constantly you are denying yourself of at least the good things of life. On this platform, mo ti sorry. Gbogbo owó tẹ́lòmíì ń pàjọ, ó ń anticipate problem ni. wọ́n lè pè nílé nísìnyí pé grandma gbé remote mi, wọ́n á dẹ̀ fẹ́ ní ìsọjí èmi náà lọ kú máa pè. So gbogbo owó tó yẹ kóun gan tiẹ̀ fi tọ́jú ara ẹ̀, kóun gan tiẹ̀ fi gbádùn ayé, kóun gan tiẹ̀ fi rílé ayé gbé, ó ń kó jọ. Tí láyé bá máa pè ní ìsìn á tún sọ pé owó school àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ìjájà ara fi lè kà. Gbogbo nǹkan kò consider rẹ̀ rárá. Everything with other people. So, how can you thrive when you are constantly eroding yourself of that ability to enjoy life? How can you thrive when you are constantly talking down yourself, pulling yourself down? Èèyàn kọ́kọ́ ló ń ṣe fún ẹ nísìnyí, ìwọ gangan ló ń ṣe fún ara ẹ. How can you thrive when you are constantly telling yourself that you are not worthy of certain good things? Á wo àwọn nǹkan mẹ́wàá ní irọ́ ẹ̀yin lélẹ̀ wà fún, kò sí fún ruwa yìí, kò dẹ̀ ní sí fún ẹ because ẹnu ẹ ló fi pé é. Ìwọ náà ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. So you need to find a way to improve your relationship with yourself. That is another foundation you must lay. Kó tó di nípa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí build àwọn nǹkan míì lé lórí. You can't jump into other things that we have to do if we don't settle things with ourselves first. You must be at peace with yourself. You must be in a good place with yourself. You must get to that point where you enjoy your own company. Gbogbo àdúgbò bá dá, o lè dá wà. You can converse with yourself. And then, the third thing we need to move to, and you need to do, is to build resilience. Resilience is simply the ability to bounce back. Ó dàbí spring ni. Tẹ́ bá ti tẹ̀ ẹ máa bend ẹ̀ kanlẹ̀ báyìí, tẹ́ bá ti fílẹ̀ báyìí á kàn tún tà padà ni. You must build that. Nǹkan kan ò ní tẹ̀ ẹ́ mọ́lẹ̀ pa. Wà ní that spring-like ability to get back again. Èèyàn láti stubborn mọ́ ayé lọ́wọ́. Ó pẹ́ kí n tó realize ẹ̀. Tí nǹkan bá ti ṣe mí, mi ń yà sídìí kiní yẹn mọ́. And I will sulk and sulk and sulk and sulk and sulk and sulk. But nǹkan tí mò ń ṣe ni pé I'm getting weaker and weaker and weaker because kí ni mò ń reinforce? Mò ń reinforce defeat. Mò ń reinforce weakness. But the moment pé nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀, okay, ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀, kí ni next thing tá a máa ṣe? Mo tún move on. Not moving on alone, mo learn from nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn, mo tún wá attempt kiní yẹn again. Tí n bá succeed in that attempt, agbára kan mo gbà yẹn. We're not all the same. Resilience level gbogbo wa yàtọ̀. Some are strong and some are severely weak. Many don't recover from any setback, regardless of how minor it is. Látijọ́ tán ti serve obìnrin mi ní breakfast nísìn. Ó wà níbẹ̀ ni tá a máa kájọ kò yarun mọ́. Ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan ló ń rántí fọnu. Tó bá máa dé wíìgì báyìí, wíìgì yẹn máa ń join pọ̀ mọ́ ìpéǹpéjú ẹ̀ ní. Tẹ́ máa wá kí ló wá ń ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta báyìí? tó bá kan aṣọ pọ̀ báyìí á á á á dàbí àlùbọ́sà tó tán gbàgbé sínú omi ni. Nítorí kíni? Tíwọ nìkan lọkùnrin máa kọ́kọ́ fi sílẹ̀. Á dẹ̀ fi ẹ́ lẹ̀ gbọ́nranù. Túnra ṣe, kó tún move on, kó tó rìn bí elékun wàá gbọ́ tán tún máa tún hello sis, you right? Mo kàn wò pé ojú kì í rárẹwà kó má kì ni. Ṣé àdúgbò yìí lẹ̀ ń gbé ṣá? Torí mi ò rí ojú rí ládùúgbò yìí ni ló jẹ́ kí n máa bèrè. And before you know it, wọ́n á gbà sí ẹ lára. Ṣùgbọ́n o kàn lọ wú kalẹ̀, o dìde. Some people suffer setback in their business. Torí ẹ̀, ojoojúmọ́ wọ́n palẹ̀ gbá mọ́lẹ̀. No, you have to learn from the experience, get up again, and go. So how do you build resilience? Because I didn't say you will have resilience. You have to build it. Eléyìí ò ṣe pé bóyá èèyàn kan ti ní nílẹ̀ àbí wọ́n lọ mú bìkan. Wàá build ẹ̀ ní gradually. It will take a long. Bó bá ṣe, for example, look at people who have good physique. Ẹ rí gbogbo abs wọn, gbogbo ìlà yẹn nà báyìí ni. Ẹ rí apá wọn, ẹ rí everything. Wọn ò bí wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. Kò dẹ̀ sí machine tó ń sọ̀yàn débẹ̀. You have to build yourself to that level. You have to train your body. Wọ́n máa gbé irin, wọ́n á fa irin, wọ́n á ṣe all kind of strenuous exercises to train that body, to condition it to that shape. So tó bá kàn wo bicep èèyàn kan tó wá ní ọjọ́ kan èmi náà dẹ̀ pray kìíní gbágbá. Àdúrà ò fún èèyàn muscle o. Ó máa lọ gbé irin ni, wàá lọ ṣiṣẹ́ gym. Ó fẹ́ máa sùn bọ̀nà kù kalẹ̀, ó fẹ́ máa jẹ oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó bá gbé kalẹ̀ síwájú ẹ̀, wàá wá ẹran sábọ̀. Iyán wà lọ́tọ̀, abọ́ míì ni wọ́n fi gbẹ́ran sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. O dẹ̀ ń sọ pé o fẹ́ ní six pack. Máa ní. Ó ti ní. Àwọn kan wà níbi tán ti ń jẹ ewé lásán. Ewé àti yúgọ̀tì tó kàn. Wọ́n wá máa pump irin. Wọ́n wá sọ pé o fẹ́ ní kíní. Tó jẹ́ pé tí o bá tún jẹ iyán yẹn tán, ṣe ló tún máa ṣí ìgò gúdà. Tó tún máa fi gúdà sí. Ó ti ní. So you have to build it. It's similar to resilience. You have to build it. It doesn't just happen overnight. So how do you build resilience? Now, some people don't have that ability to help themselves. So I will start from the point of seeking professional help. Àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé a ti train wọn bọ́n ṣe lè train ẹ̀. And that's why you see some people as well in gym. They don't have that motivation. They don't have that ability to be able to train themselves. So in gym, you have people they call trainers. Àwọn yẹn understand body structure, wọ́n understand gbogbo nǹkan nípa, ara wa. They know what to eat. They know exercises to give to you. Wọ́n á bi ẹ́, do you want to tone your body or you want to become bigger? So wọ́n ti mọ bọ́n ṣe máa tailor sessions yẹn tó máa fi achieve aim ẹ̀. In fact, wọ́n á tún sọ fún ẹ gan, in 5 weeks you should be this, tó bá dẹ̀ tanra ẹ̀ tó ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tó ní kò ṣe, wàá rí transformation yẹn in that period tí wọ́n sọ. So that might also be your situation. You might not be in that level to be able to help yourself. So you might have to seek professional help. You might have to speak to therapists. You might have to speak to counselors. You might have to find a performance coach. These people are trained to help you build yourself to that level where you know you can withstand life challenges and pressure. Alternatively, if you have that dedication, you have that mental strength, then you can do that self management yourself. That is the starting point. The mental health, ability to manage situations, because orí ló máa ń rọ́ sí tí nǹkan bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Orí ló máa ń rọ́ sí. So ability to be able to handle that situation tó bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ and quickly process things and not let it destabilize every other aspect of your life. You have to learn it. To understand, okay, kíní báyìí máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀. One of the strategy tèmi ń lò, because self-management lèmi ń ṣe, is to give allowances for anything to happen. So àyè ti wà. So it's sort of a cushion to absorb whatever impact tí nǹkan bá máa ní lára mi. So mo ti fi allowance sílẹ̀ fún oríṣiríṣi nǹkan láti ṣẹlẹ̀, and for me to be able to absorb the impact so that it doesn't completely destroy me. So strategy kan tèmi ń lò nìyẹn. So you have two options: seek help, or if you can, self-manage yourself. Now, the second approach to building resilience is to set for yourself smaller, achievable goals. Focus on things that you can achieve. Because in tó máa ń fa ìṣubú náà ni kéèyàn dàyà kọ nǹkan tó ti pọ̀ jù lọ láti gbé. So tó bá ṣe lẹ́ẹ̀kínní tó ṣubú, tó ṣe lẹ́ẹ̀kẹta ṣubú, tó ṣe lẹ́ẹ̀kẹta, bóyá ṣubú yẹn ló ń weak sí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ní doubt wípé mi ò rò pé mo amount to anything in life, I'm constantly failing, I'm this thing. So gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó ń sọ fúnra yẹn ó ń reinforce that negativity and making you weaker. But when you set for yourself, smaller achievable goals, tó dẹ̀ rí wọn ṣe, every time you are able to achieve something, it builds strength in you. And when you want to approach the next one, the strength to approach the next one comes from the previous win that you had. Ibẹ̀ ló ti máa draw strength. Ibẹ̀ ló ti máa draw encouragement. Tí doubt bá ti ń wá pé àṣé màá lè ṣe kíní báyìí, previous one yẹn ni wàá máa refer sí pé after all, mo yanjú eléyìí náà. But if you don't have any reference point of achievement or success, yẹ pé gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ti lulẹ̀. Every task before you will seem like you will fail. And tó bá dẹ̀ ṣọ́ra wàá fail náà. So why don't you break things into smaller chunks? Òkèlè tó lè gbé sẹ́nu tó dẹ̀ lè gbé mi successfully tí ò ní choke here. And from there, you're building strength because you're gaining confidence to do things. Then, the last point I want to make in building resilience is to take care of your physical self. You have to look after yourself. What you eat, how you live your life, what you expose yourself to, physically and mentally. Do you sleep well? Do you eat well? Do you exercise regularly? But many of us don't understand how important this thing is. I've shared my story with you also on this platform of how I had to change the way I live my life to become more physical, to eat better, so that I can correct certain things in my life. Gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ làdúrà, gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ni ẹ fún mi lábẹ́rẹ́, gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ni wọ́n ta ẹ́ lọ́fà, gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ni ogunlé bàbá àti ogunlé ìyá. It's just you not looking after yourself. Gbogbo nǹkan kọ́ ló bá ẹ lára mu ní jíjẹ. Gbogbo nǹkan kọ́ ló máa ṣe ara ẹ lóore. Ẹlòmíì á wo TV títí àbá wà lórí fóònù títí kò ní sùn. Kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan kan tó ń ṣe o. Ẹlòmíì àkólé kan ti pọ̀ jù. Gbogbo ẹrù ẹlẹ́rù, wàhálà oníwàhálà, ó kó gbogbo ẹrù. O ò lè lálàáfíà. You have to lighten your body. Because all these things, they boost our mental and emotional well-being. O ní láti wà in a good physical state. O ní láti wà in a good emotional state. O ní láti wà in a good mental state. Good sleep, good exercises, all these things, good diet, they help mood. You're feeling grumpy and everything, just take a walk. Not short walk, take a long walk. Tó bá máa fi lọ, tó bá máa fi padà dé, wàá rí pé mood á ti improve. Mood á ti improve. So you need a good state of mind to be able to function. To have resilience, you need to be in a good physical state. We don't fall sick, we do sickness. We do sickness by what we eat, how we think, and how we live our lives. If you understand that, and consciously you work on these three things, hardly would you fall sick. Hardly would you fall sick. Hardly would you fall sick. Because àgọ́ ara wa bá ṣẹ̀dá ṣe dáa, ó ní ability to heal itself. Kò yẹ ká máa kó artificial oògùn sára. Àgọ́ ara wa tá a bá fún ní nourishment tó need, tá a fi wàhálà àti àníyàn ayé pa á, tá a dẹ̀ ń sinmi bó ti tọ́ àti bó ti yẹ, it has the ability to heal itself, to repair itself. Ìgbà míì ẹ máa rí pé ara ẹ̀wọ̀n become nodes kan wú lára ẹ̀ and stuff like that. That's your white blood cell fighting infection. Kò tiẹ̀ tó lo kó oògùn jẹ or whatever thing, àwọn yẹn ti dìde, wọ́n ti ń gbógun ti infection yẹn. Reaction ní nǹkan tó ń rí lára yẹn. So you have to look after yourself. You have to look after your body. You know? Now let's move on to, the point I was making in building, moving to thriving mode. So I've talked about identifying what the problem is. I've talked about assessing and, building a good relationship with yourself. And then I just finished talking about building resilience. So the next point I want to make is you must feed your inner self. Eléyìí key. We all have things that makes us tick. We all have things that when we do them, it rejuvenates us. It brings springs to our steps. It brings life back to us. It brings spark back into our lives. You need to find that thing. You need to find that thing. You need to find that thing. Those are the things that feed your intangible being, because ara wa tá a rí ń ta ẹ̀ láyé mọ̀, ṣùgbọ́n àwa gangan wà nínú. Mm, ẹ get me. Àwa gangan wà nínú. So that thing that speaks to your inner being, that thing that sparks your flame, that thing that nourishes your soul, it's what you need to find. Because oftentimes àwọn èèyàn tí ayé ti sú, tó jẹ́ pé wọn kàn they don't want to move forward again. Ara nǹkan tó ń miss lélẹ̀. So for example, when I get into that mode of, I start to create. Ó dàbí drug ní fèmí. I start to create. It's in that creativity that I speak to my inner being. Then when I'm able to bring out in mo create yẹn out, tó jáde tí mo rí tán báyìí, that's when I reach my high. So there's several things that gives you that vibe. Some people is traveling, some people is, I don't know, swimming. There's a place there pé tó bá ti wà ń bẹ̀, it's like ó wà ní heaven, àbí tó bá ti ń ṣe, it's like pé this is what I will spend the rest of my life doing. You need to find that thing and do it from time to time. And do it from time to time. That's you feeding your inner self. Some people try to replace this with religion. Nah. Bíi pé òun lo kí ló máa ń pe kíní ní medicine o? Placebo ni. No, you have to be real. Religion won't feel it. It won't. It won't feel it. Taking drugs will just take you high, and when it wears out, you are down again. So you need to find something that you enjoy, something that speaks to you. You have to do it. Nǹkan tọ́kàn ẹ máa ń pòǹgbẹ fún. You have to do it. So that's another point that you have to take on board to move from survival mode to the thriving mode. The next point I want to make, and this is very, very important, is that you must embrace change. You must embrace change. The only thing that is constant in life is that life is inconsistent. Yes. Tamola. Kò sí. We just hope that tomorrow will be better than today. That's all we do. We just hope. But you must be open to change. And that's why I've mentioned on this platform also. I can't remember the topic we were treating. I said your life must be that. You must live your life like water. I'm sure those who remember when I mentioned it would know what I'm talking about. Your life must be like water. That all you do is just flow. You just flow. You just adapt. You don't struggle with anything. You just adapt. Tó bá kún, ó kún. Tó bá fà, ó fà. When people have plenty, they're happy. The moment they lose certain things, they can't adjust. No, you must be able to adjust. Kò rántí pé ìgbà tó tún dé nìyẹn. Ẹlòmíà fẹ́ máa fagídí jayé ayé super pẹ̀lú owó Emefiele ni. E no dey. And if e didn't dey, e didn't dey. So òun láti understand at every point in time. Kí ni ìgbà sọ? And how do I cope and adapt with it? Ẹ lè dínà mú mi. Tẹ bá dábùú ẹ̀ ń bí, á la ọ̀nà míì fúnra ẹ̀. Ó ṣà ń ṣàn lọ ni. Tẹ bá dẹ̀ gbáǹbí tẹ níbi kó doríkọ, á doríkọ bẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ dà sínú ìgò, omi yẹn dìgò. Gbé sínú ice tray, gbé sínú inú freezer, gbé jáde, ó di ice cube. Fílẹ̀ room temperature, ó tún padà sómi. Ó kàn adapt. You must get to that state to be able to function in life, where you be able to embrace whatever change that comes your way. Whether it appears in the form of chaos, you must understand that it's there for a purpose. Ó ní nǹkan kan tó ń sọ fún ẹ. Ìwọ ni kó pay attention. Má struggle pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ pé dandan nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ lélẹ́yìí. Pay attention to what he's telling you, because he might be leading you in the right direction that you should be heading to. Ibi tí wọ́n rò pé o fẹ́ gbà yẹn kọ́ ló yẹ kó o gbà. So a ti rán ìjì yẹn wá láti fẹ́ ẹ gba ibi tó yẹ kó o gbà lọ. So you must embrace change. Change will come. It might come for the best. It might come for the worst. Tó bá wá for the worst, ó lè jẹ́ pé bá a ṣe package ẹ̀ nìyẹn, ṣùgbọ́n tó bá embrace ẹ̀, á já sí best. Life is a curveball. You don't know what end you might be holding. Tíṣẹ́ bá bọ́, what do you do? Tó bá sick, what do you do? If you lose someone, what do you do? If your business collapse, what do you do? You have an accident, what do you do? So that's one aspect of change that you have to open yourself to. The other aspect is that you must always be willing to do something new. Wọ́n ládágún odò máa ń rùn ni. I go back to water. Odò tó bá ń ṣàn nìkan ni kì í rùn. Because fresh one ṣáà ó ń flow sí, ó ń flow sí, ó ń flow sí. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá wà stagnant, within a short time á máa rùn because èèyàn kan kọjá ó tọ̀ síbẹ̀, èèyàn kan wá ó tutọ́ sínú, èèyàn kan wá before you know it, it becomes dirty, green and stinking. So you must always think of doing things different. Mara àwọn èèyàn kan tó máa wà níbi iṣẹ́ kan. I've been there, I've worked with some of them 25, 30 years. Èmi á dẹ̀ máa wo environment yẹn pé ibi yìí ti ń ni mí lára lẹ́yìn ọdún méjì. Àti máa pé ibi yìí ti ń ni mí lára. Because waking up every day, coming to that same place to do the same thing all over again, I'm just sick and tired of it. Wọ́n wà ń bẹ̀ 35 years wọ́n á sọ gbogbo oríṣiríṣi ìtàn. They are unhappy o, gbogbo ìtàn tó ń sọ fún ẹ yẹn. Bọ́ ẹ fẹ́ gbin negativity burúkú yẹn sínú èmi náà kí n kórìíra èèyàn kan. Èmi ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ dé lọ́dún méjì ni nà. Ẹ̀yin mọ gbogbo wàhálà tẹ̀yin ti dàjẹ́ ń bẹ̀ yẹn nà. No, I'm thinking of how to do something else. So always bring freshness to your life. Do new stuff. Try new stuff. Nǹkan máa ń sùyàn gbà míì téyí bá ti jẹ́ pé same thing lèèyàn ń ṣe all the time. It happens in relationship as well. Some relationship are stale and boring because kò sí anything new nínú ẹ̀. So you need to always freshen things up. Try new skill, learn new skill, see something different, go somewhere else. Just bring freshness to your life. Tí nǹkan bá ti stale, tí ò sí nǹkan new tó yẹ kó ojoojúmọ́ wàá kàn máa wo ayé náà gbà. Ṣé iṣẹ́ náà ní ṣáṣá kan máa jí lọ ṣiṣẹ́ pawó san bill ká dẹ̀ kú náà ni. Because that's all you see. That's all that is happening in your life. And if that is all you see, that's what will be your experience. And before you know it, ayé á sú ẹ. You will lose the will to carry on. Because now you are bored. So that's one thing you have to consider. Another point I want to also mention is that you have to focus more on only what you can control. I've said it here on this platform that ayé consists two things: what we can control and what is outside our control. Ṣé rí n tá lè control yẹn, ẹ filẹ̀, leave it. Focus your energy, your strength, your resources, your time on what you can control. Because àwọn yẹn ló wà ní kàwọ́ ẹ̀, àwọn yẹn la fún ẹ lágbára láti dá sí. Sórí àwọn tó lè control ẹ, leave them. If they have to go wrong, let them go wrong. Because what will go wrong for what needs to go right to go right. Gbogbo wọn máa ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ bó ṣe yẹ kán ṣiṣẹ́. So ìwọ má jí sòrò àwọn yẹn. Because ìwọ kọ́ ló ń control ẹ̀. Leave them. In tó mọ̀ pé o lè influence, tó lè change, tó lè contribute sí, tó lè tweak, òun ni kó jẹ́ kó máa jẹ́ nǹkan tó ń bá ẹ nídìí ẹ̀. Stop killing yourself with things that are outside your control. Nǹkan tó rí nǹkan kan ṣe tó jẹ́ pé ojoojúmọ́ òun ló ń kájọ tó ṣàmì bó ṣe ń mí ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń lọ lára ẹ̀. pint ẹ̀jẹ̀ kankan ló ń mí jáde yẹn, ó wá lò ní gbẹ, wàá gbẹ ẹ̀ tó gbójú ẹ kúrò ní nǹkan tó lè control, tó bá wà tó yẹ kó lè control and then do something about it. Tó bá dẹ̀ lè ṣe nǹkan about it, fílẹ̀, focus lórí nǹkan tó lè ṣe. Ayé máa take care yẹn fúnra ẹ̀. Life will sort that out by itself. In tó lè touch pẹ̀lú ọwọ́ ẹ̀ méjèèjì báyìí, in tó lè actively involve yourself in, and that is what you should focus on. Many people are fueling their unhappiness by involving and investing their time on things that are outside their control, things that are outside their reach. In tọ́wọ́ wọn ò lè tó yẹn, in tí ò lè jẹ́ tiwọn yẹn, àwọn yẹn gangan ni wọ́n ń lé, ibi tójú wọn wà nìyẹn. Kí ló dẹ̀ fà á? Some of them ti pump brain wọn so much pẹ̀lú àwọn motivational speaker yẹn. Wọ́n ṣá máa ní dream, aspire to aspire, to retire to recover. Don't dream small, dream big, dream big, dream big, dream big. O gbọ́ láàárọ̀, o gbọ́ lọ́sàn-án, o gbọ́ lálẹ́, o gbọ́ láàárọ̀, o gbọ́ lọ́sàn-án, o gbọ́ lálẹ́. In tó dẹ̀ dream yìí kò sí level ẹ̀. In tó ń dream yìí àbí tàwọn life ẹlòmíì tó ń wò yìí, tó ń wò pé ibi tó fẹ́ dé. You don't have the resources they have. You don't have the platform they have. You don't have just see level. So why don't you focus on what is within your reach, what is within your level? Why are you getting exhausted? Because you are trying to overreach. You will just be unhappy because ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ò ní tó, o ò ní rí yanjú, situation ò dẹ̀ ní change. Why are you putting yourself in that situation? Tó bá ti rí nǹkan, tó bá ti rí pé ọmọ kò ní nǹkan kan, it's outside my control, màá ra gbójú. Sometimes immediately kọ́ mo máa realize mo lè ti fẹ́ máa get agitated but kíákíá màá kàn sáré wò báyìí pé no. Àná mo ṣì jáde, our train station 1 hour 45 minutes. Wọ́n ṣá máa sọ pé train delay. Later ló announce pé èèyàn kan ó ti kó sẹ́nu train, ó ti kú. So ó affect gbogbo delay. After 1 hour 45 minutes, ṣe wá sọ pé cancel náà. Ká lo alternative means. Mo ti fẹ́ máa gbọ̀n, inú ti fẹ́ máa bí mi, but mo ṣáà calm ara mi down. And I'm thinking, what do I do? Do I go back home or find another means to get to where I'm going? So I calm myself down, remove myself from that situation. And then I was able to think of alternative route tí mo fi débi tí mò ń dé. Ariwo ló pọ̀, ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ mi ṣì dọ́yọ̀. But I could be there. Kí n tiẹ̀ lọ máa bá àwọn staff station yẹn gan jà. Ṣáwọn ló ní kẹ́ni yẹn kó sẹ́nu train? Ṣáwọn ló ń wa train ni? Ṣé wọ́n lè fa odidi train wá fún mi kó gbé mi ni? No, ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ outside my control. I did everything I have to do. Got to the train station on time. I was at the right platform that I should be. But the train didn't arrive. I waited, followed the instruction and announcement. It didn't arrive. That is outside my control. I can't force it. What do I need to do? Think of something else. What is within my control? Check alternative route. Or go back home. Those are the two options. You don't want to go through the stress of going further, go home. But you don't want to quit the journey halfway. then find other means. Might be longer, might be more tedious, but it is what it is. So all these things are things that we can apply in our day-to-day lives. Kò sí májíìkì kankan. A kàn láti understand báyé ṣe ń rọ̀nà ni. When you understand it and you are disciplined enough to apply those principles, they work. Tó o dẹ̀ ní sùúrù, because àìní sùúrù wa náà tún pọ̀. Gbogbo ohun tí mo kà lẹ̀ lálẹ́ nísìnyí, ẹlòmíì fẹ́ ṣe láàárọ̀ láǹsìn kó dẹ̀ rí changes. Á bà. Nínú Bíbélì gan, ọjọ́ mẹ́fà gan lọ́lọ́run fi dá ayé. Òun gan tún sinmi lọ́jọ́ keje. Tọ́lọ́run bá sinmi, ta nìwọ? You dey whine me. So ẹ má jẹ́ ká gbéra wa ju bá a ṣe yẹ lọ. We must know our limit. You must know your limit in life. And don't just let people bullshit you. Don't let them push you to your death. Don't let them push you to your unhappiness. Some things can only stay in the dream. O kàn dream ẹ̀ ni. Kò ní wáyé in reality. Ìwọ gan mọ̀ pé àlá lásán leléyìí máa jẹ́. And it's just dream. Mo kàn dream ni. Ó kàn wù mí náà ni. And let it stay like that. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn nǹkan míì wà tó jẹ́ pé fún ara ẹ o lè rí pé okay, tí n bá fi plan sílẹ̀, tí n bá gé eléyìí síbí, gé eléyìí sọ́hùn, tí n bá gé eléyìí sọ́hùn, with time màá lè achieve eléyìí. Then go for things like that. Gbogbo wàhálà ayé tá a fẹ́ kú lé lórí. Do you know what is important? I tell you, what is important is to have a roof over your head. What is important is to have food in your stomach. What is important is to have clothes on your back. Ó tán. Ó tán. If you can do those three things daily, weekly, monthly, you are not a poor human being. You are not. Ṣùgbọ́n àti lè ṣe yẹn tán, láàmì pa àti yó tán, àwa ń wá bẹ́kùnbẹ́kùn. Gbogbo àwọn kan tó ń gba joy wa lọ, kò sí nínú mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yìí o. Kò sí nínú mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yìí. Because gbogbo wa la lè ṣe mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yìí conveniently. Ayé tá a lè lé bá, òun là ń lé. Àìbá yẹn ló ń fún wa níbànújẹ́ ọkàn. Dé ìlú òyìnbó lọ́dún kan, o ló fẹ́ ra mortgage. Ó wá ń sáré àsáfẹ́ẹ̀kú. Màá ti wá pè ẹ́, àbá ọ̀dẹ̀ náà, ẹ wo jàre kinní kan. Meanwhile, ìwọ ló kóra ẹ sínú ìbànújẹ́ yẹn, kò sẹ́ni tó kó ẹ sí. Why? Because orí lé gbé o. O róúnjẹ jẹ. O raṣọ wọ̀. Mo máa ń tẹnumọ́ fún gbogbo èèyàn. Gbogbo ohun tó ń lé láyé yìí, àti tó ti bá, àti tí wàá bá, ibi ló ti bá o. Ibi ìwà dẹ̀ fílẹ̀ sí. Yasin Al-Quran. Gbogbo ohun tó ní lénìí, àti tí wàá ní, ibi ló ti bá, ibi ìwà fílẹ̀ sí. So kí wàá ní gan-an? Kí ni gan-an? Kí la fẹ́ kú lé lórí gan-an? kí ló kí ló ń gbóòórùn lójú ara ẹ fún gan? Why? Kí ló ò nísinmi fún gan? Why? Ní tó o bá ń bí táwọn kan fi í lẹ̀. Mo ra lé. Ilé yẹn jẹ́ ó mọ̀ pé àwọn kan ló gbé ń bẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ tán fi í lẹ̀. Wọn ò kọ́ ọ. Wọ́n ti kọ́ ọ ni. Làwọn náà gbé bẹ̀. Báwọn náà ṣe láwọn rà á ńgbà yẹn náà nìyẹn. Wọ́n fi í lẹ̀ lọ ni. Wọ́n kúrò ńbẹ̀ níwọ náà ṣe lè kó síbẹ̀. Ìwọ náà fi í lẹ̀. But in the process of acquiring it, you have damaged yourself. Ẹ jẹ́ á máa ṣe làákàyè. Ẹ jẹ́ á máa ṣe làákàyè. And then the last one as I round up is that you must live your life in a way that makes sense to you. You must live your life in a way that makes sense to you. Don't live the expectations of others. Society, group, community, friends, social circle, they will place expectations on you. How they want you to live, what they want you to do, what they want you to achieve, where they want you to be. While in some cases, those expectations might not be outrageous. They might be, maybe still within your, not too like outside your your core or being. But you have to ensure that where you comply is simply maybe in the areas of kó má break law, kó má fi tiẹ̀ pa tẹlòmíì lára, kó má wá happiness tiẹ̀ through sadness ẹlòmíì. Yes. So gbogbo nǹkan tó bá fall within that bracket, yes, mo fara mọ́ wípé compliance, because we're social beings. And ìwọ ò dẹ̀ lè máa fi tiẹ̀ fi pọ́n ẹlòmíì lójú. Yes. So mo understand gbogbo àwọn yẹn. But gbogbo nǹkan yòókù tó jẹ́ wípé it brings strains on you, or it makes you not to live at your full potential, tó jẹ́ pé ó hinder ẹ láyé, àbí ó mú ẹ kó máa gbé ayé irọ́, to live a life of lie, to be who you are not, then it's not worth it. It's not worth it. They are one of the major source of deep unhappiness tí mo ti come across. Kò fẹ́ gbé ayé aláyé, àbí kí wọ́n máa force ayé tí kìí ṣe tiẹ̀ lé ẹ lórí láti gbé. O ò lè láyọ̀. O ò lè láyọ̀. O ò lè láyọ̀. Personally, I don't thrive in an environment where the demand is for all of us to look the same, to do the same thing. No. No. Mi ń gbé ńbẹ̀. Mi ì lè wà ńbẹ̀. Mi ì lè wà ńbẹ̀ o. Mi ì lè wà ńbẹ̀. Because free spirit ni mí. I like to be spontaneous. I like to explore. I like to do different things. I like to express myself the way I feel like, whether in my outward appearance, whether in, but kéèyàn kan wá kéjì mi, má ṣu má tọ̀ má sọ eléyìí má lọ bẹ̀ yẹn, wọn ń sọ eléyìí, wọn ń wọ eléyìí, wọn ti bá no 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 kì í ṣèmi o, kò lè work. That does not mean I do not have boundaries. I do have boundaries. So ní gbogbo setting tí n bá wà, mo ní boundary. I understand lines, but sometimes màá rìn bèbè line yẹn to still like express myself. Àárín àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ kan tó jẹ́ pé to work there uniform ló ń láti wọ̀. It's entirely up to you. Mo láṣọ ńlé mi ò lè wọ̀ 7 days a week ló fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn, or 6 days a week ló fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn. Tó bá dẹ̀ tún wá tún dé church, báwọn tó ń lọ church wá tún sọ fún ẹ pé wọ́n tún pe uniform jọ Sunday. I don't get it. To some people it's not important. To some it's important. Kí ló tẹ̀ mú discussion wá gan? I think somebody was asked, ẹ̀yin ò tiẹ̀ ṣe join worker ní church? Ó ní no. Mo bá aṣọ tí mo nílé mi ò ní rí wọ̀, mi ò ṣe worker kankan. Kí lẹ mean? Ó ní mo ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ àní uniform. Bàbá àti tún di Sunday bá tún join usher nísìnyí, wọ́n á tún máa pe black and white kan fún mi, yellow and orange kan náà máa tún máa wọ̀ pé ọjọ́ mo fẹ́ ṣe yẹn dà. Ẹlòmíì nísìnyí wọ́n á bu, ó ṣiṣẹ́ fọlọ́run, ó ṣe gbá kan, ó ṣe nǹkan mẹ́rin dídídídí, but ẹni ẹ ti express out ti pick nǹkan tó work fún, and that's it. Ayé tó pay ẹ̀ ló gbé yẹn. Kò ní kó bá tiẹ̀ mu. Let people live. Allow people to be who they are, as long as they are not destroying other people in the process. As long as they're not breaking the law in the process. If they break the law, àwọn tó ṣòfin mọ̀ bọ́n ṣe máa mú wọn. But once tó bá ti comply with social ethics, with respect for other people, with respect for the law, let people live. Tọ́lọ́run gan tó dá ayé àti ọ̀run bá fẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́ the same ni. Gbogbo flower colour kan ni wọ́n á ní. Gbogbo ẹranko shape kan ni wọ́n á ní. Ẹ wá èèyàn gan. Ọlọ́run máa dá o. Ẹ ń robìnrin mi báyìí. Shape ẹ̀ báyìí bí race track ni. Bó ṣe ń wọnú ló ń jáde, ló ń wọnú ló ń jáde, ló ń wọnú ló ń jáde. Ẹ dẹ̀ máa rẹ́lòmíì láti ilẹ̀ dókè ó nà ni. Ẹ rẹ́lòmíì ó rí rùmúrùmú. Ẹlòmíì bíi giant pillar ni, bíi German pillar ni. Orin yẹn ni all things bright and wonderful, all creatures great and small. All things bright and wonderful, the Lord God made them all. Ó fi varieties ayé. Òdòdó ní different colours. Wọ́n ní different shapes. Look around. Life is beautiful. Different colours, different shapes. Why tí gbogbo wa fẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ rí bákan náà kó kàn boring? So you have to fight. I call it fight because the society will try to force you. Even nínú ilé gan à ń ṣe. We don't allow our children to be who they are. Sometimes we try to to correct our own failures through their lives. We don't let them to be who they are. Torí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe nursing ò dẹ̀ ọpọlọ ẹ̀ ò gbé o wọ nursing school. Àkọ́bí ẹ̀ obìnrin ó ti sọ pé nursing ló máa ṣe. But kò show tendency nursing. Ó kàn fẹ́ ba ògo ẹ̀ jẹ́. Ó fẹ́ ba ìrìn àjò ẹ̀ jẹ́ láyé ni. Allow people to be who they are. A dá wa lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. We are not the same. We can never be the same. Ẹ wo ìbejì gan. Kò sí ìbejì tó jẹ́ nǹkan kan náà. Àtẹ́lẹwọ́ ẹ ìlà yẹn ò bára mu. Fingerprint gbogbo ẹ̀dá bá ṣe pọ̀ tó láyé ó yàtọ̀ síra wọn. That's why tán fi lè lò fún means of identification. So why do we punish people to make them be like us? Why do we want people to fit into our own mold? Why do we force people to conform only to our own standard? And if they don't, you say something is wrong with them. And ìwọ tó dẹ̀ ń gbà náà, inú ẹ̀ ò dùn, but just to please them. Ó wù ẹ́ kó wọ lẹ́kẹ̀dí, ṣùgbọ́n wàá ní tó bá ti wọ̀ ń sìn wọ́n wá lé mèrè ni ẹ́. Tó bá ti wọ̀ ń sìn wọ́n á lòun ṣàṣẹ́wó. That's the singular reason tó fi wọ̀ nìyẹn o. That's the single. Ó jẹ́ lọ gbọ́n sídìí kó jẹ́ pé tó bá ti ń rìn báyìí ṣe lá máa dún ṣẹ̀kẹ̀ 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 bí ìgbà tó bá ń lu ṣẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀. Jẹ́ pé tó bá ti ń gbẹ́sẹ̀ báyìí lá máa ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀. Tó bá tún wá lọ ní tempo sí wá á kàn dàbí pé mo ti fẹ́ máa wọ ẹ jẹ́ n pera mi padà. Mo ti fẹ́ máa wọ àwọn level kan tí ò yẹ wọ̀. But in tí mò ń sọ in short is that you don't have to fit into anyone's mold. If you do, you will be miserable. Mi ò ní láti máa pọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn sọ fún ẹ. Fact mo gé yẹn. You have to be happy. You have to live your life. Irun wù ẹ́ láti bu kọ́lọ̀ sí. Bu kọ́lọ̀ sí. Tí wọn náà bá dúró síwájú mìíràn tó báyìí pé báwo mo ṣe wá rí bíi premature palm tree báyìí. Kò sẹ́ni tá sọ fún ẹ ìwọ náà wà tún lọ fọ́ dànù. Bó tó bá dúró síwájú mìíràn tó láìkè nǹkan tó rí yẹn wọ gbóró. Ọmọ ìyá mi wọ town. Kò jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn fi ẹ ṣèrànwọ́. Ó tún mú view kan fáwọn èèyàn nìyẹn. But má jẹ́ kí èèyàn kankan máa sọ fún ẹ wípé o ò lè ṣe báyìí, o ò lè ṣe tọ̀hún, o ò lè jẹ́ ńbí, o ò lè mu tọ̀hún, o ò lè ṣe báyìí, o ò lè gbọ́ nǹkan mẹ́rin. No. Live the life that you are happy with. The life that makes sense to you. Torí ẹ náà bá dẹ̀ pé a mọ̀ pé má gbé ayé tí wàá fi sọ́ra ẹ di aṣòṣì má mọ̀ ń ta. Ṣé mọ̀ pé I'm balancing my point now. Mi ní kó lọ máa gbé reckless life. So tó bá ń sọ pé you only live once. Live as if today will be your last. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lómi ṣe ń gbé ni pé they are living as if they don't want to see tomorrow. Ìyàtọ̀ wà nínú méjèèjì o. Do things as if today will be your last day. Live as if today will be your last. Some people are living as if they do not want to see tomorrow. Ìyàtọ̀ wà nínú méjèèjì. So I'm balancing things so that you don't say I'm encouraging you to go and be wild and be crazy and live reckless. No, nǹkan tí mò ń sọ kọ́ yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n within the confines of, law and respect for other people, flourish, thrive, be who you are. enjoy yourself. Live the life that makes sense for you. Don't let anyone put you in a cage. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you tonight. I thought I'll be able to, run all this in an hour, but Otumbolale. But I hope you enjoy the discussion. Mo ní àlejò ńlá kan lálẹ́ yìí. My sister Abibi. Abibi. How you doing, my sister? It's a pleasure to have you. A very strong woman. Keep inspiring us, and we are rooting for you. We are seeing everything you are doing, and we're on the sideline clapping for you. We're celebrating your wins, and you will continue to win. It's a pleasure to have you on the show tonight. Mo kí yín o, my senior colleague, Dr. Mrs. Atinuke Okunade. Ẹ káalẹ́ o, ẹ kújọ́ mẹ́ta. Inú mi dùn láti tún rí yín o. Thank you for joining tonight. My sister, Sister Yetunde. Ẹ káalẹ́ o. Látọjọ́ ọjọ́ yìí, ẹ̀yin mo tún rí wẹ́rẹ́ yìí. It's a pleasure to have you on the show again. Thank you for joining me. I greet you, my madam. Thank you for joining tonight. I know most of the time you're busy, but Eri Yolale. And then thank you for the star, Otumbokad. Thank you very much. Right. So, Tanimi Otundaruko tó wà lórí show. Okay. Engineer Elijah, I greet you. Thank you very much for joining tonight. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Right. I think I have to let you go tonight. Kẹ́tètè lọ́wọ́ weekend mood yín. And I see you again next week Friday for another nonsense discussion. Please continue to spread the word. Gbogbo nǹkan tá a sọ lálẹ́ nsìn, kò sí singular person tí kò affect. Why do you want to keep something like this to yourself alone? Do you know how many people are out there struggling in the survival mode? When they hear something like this, it can propel them, it can inspire them to move into that thriving mode where they'll be able to withstand all the struggles and challenges of life, but at the same time, still enjoy life. Still enjoy life. They'll be able to build their life in such a way that every single day they can wake up and look forward to the day. Tó bá ti jókòó tó dé identify pé ọmọ iṣẹ́ tí mò ń ṣe ló ń fún mi problem, òun ló ń bọ̀ life fún mi. Wàá walk way out mi ní kò dẹ̀ resign lọ́jọ́ yẹn náà kò dẹ̀ lọ jókòó sílé. Àfi tó bá pò ti ní nǹkan kan tó ti put on the, on the side that can sustain you until you get something else. Otherwise, o ti identify issue yẹn. Now think of how to walk your way out of it. Buy savings were put away, tí wàá fi lè lò tí o resign and then, or you find something else on the side. But you must build a life that every single day you wake up to look forward to. Ẹlòmíì tó bá kọ́ jí báyìí, àkọ́kọ́ pòṣé ni. Òṣé ni. Tó bá kọ́ lajú àbáláàmú jí báyìí, àkọ́kọ́ pòṣé ni. That already has set the tone of that person's day. Ó ti set mood yẹn fún ọjọ́ yẹn. A kanra sílẹ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn ni. A bínú sílẹ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn ni. And when you're in that mood, you will be spreading negativity around you. Gbogbo ẹni tó wà láyìíká ẹ̀ ló máa fọ́n gbogbo ìbànújẹ́ yẹn sí lára. But you can build a better life for yourself. Kọ irú ìgbésí ayé yẹn mọ́ ẹ títí ayé. Bí ìpín yẹn bá burú láyé gan, ó yẹ kó o ní agbára láti lè kọ́. pé no, mi ò fẹ́ ìpín eléyìí. And the power is within your control. The power is within your reach to build the kind of life you want. Ọlọ́run ní ẹ wá ẹ jẹ́ ká dá ènìyàn láwòrán ara wa. It's not talking about the eyes, nose, and physical attributes. It's talking about his creative tendency. Agbára yẹn ló gbé fáwa èèyàn náà. Go and create your own existence. Be who you want to be. You have the ability. Ṣùgbọ́n agbára yẹn láti sọnù. And that's what we are trying to give back to ourselves. In every decision you make, think of yourself as priority. Do what is right by yourself. Because if tables were turned, others will do the same. Má ṣe nǹkan tí ò pé ẹ kó wá máa bínú kó máa wà nínú ìbànújẹ́ ọkàn ní kọ̀rọ̀ yàrá ẹ. Ṣe nǹkan tó pé ẹ tínú ẹ dùn sí láì pa ẹlòmíì lára. Thank you very much for joining me, and have a wonderful night and a beautiful weekend. I'll see you again next week, Friday. Ó dàárọ̀. Ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan lájí o. Ire o.
Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ́rọ̀ pa òbí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ́mọ aráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo ọláyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòun fẹ́ lábẹ́lẹ̀ ayé. Àgbà tó ti fi kó mọ̀ láyò kù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé.